Hi everyone, I'm Trent Baker, and this is why college athletes should not be paid by their respective universities. In an ideal world, we'd each have a roof over our head that's paid for, free nutritious food in our pantry, receive high-level instruction from masters in a discipline that sparks our interest, and play a game we love. For many, this sounds like a utopia, but for others, this is a reality. College athletics has become a multi-billion-dollar industry funded through ticket purchases, television agreements, and common supporters such as you or I. Many athletes, especially those competing in NCAA Division I football and basketball, believe that they're responsible for this generated revenue and should be compensated with a salary. After high school, I attended Central College, where I was an NCAA Division III athlete. I didn't receive a full-ride athletic scholarship. However, I did receive a large athletic scholarship and additional benefits that general students did not receive. NCAA athletes receive benefits and stipends that general students are unable to attain, and thus they should not receive a salary on top of these benefits. In their article, Point Counterpoint, Paying College Athletes, Dennis Johnson and John Acquaviva highlight that the idea of paying college athletes has been an ongoing debate since the early 1900s, but has gained more exposure in recent decades. They go on to explain that the National Collegiate Athletic Association is made up of 3 divisions, over 1,300 member institutions, and over 400,000 student athletes. In the 2010-2011 fiscal year, the NCAA reported a generated revenue of over $757 million. In his article, College Sports Dilemma, Edward Wojties analyzes our current system of compensation for athletes. Under our current system, a college or university will offer an athlete a free education, free room and board, free meal plan, as well as a yearly stipend of $3,000 for transportation or living expenses. Together, these expenses can total over $40,000. In my experience, while I didn't receive a full ride scholarship, I did receive a scholarship that satisfied 95% of my yearly tuition. I also received workout gear, leisurely clothes, laundry services, transportation to all athletic events, free meals at athletic events, as well as free housing at all my athletic events. Total, those would each come out to over $40,000 in expenses each year. However, with the monopoly that college athletics has become, this is not enough for college athletes, and they think they deserve more. So now that we've scratched the surface, we can dig in a little deeper of the problems that come with paying college athletes. In his 2013 master's thesis, William Jung IV analyzes our current system of compensation and compares it with 2 potential new methods. In 2009, Ed O'Bannon filed an antitrust lawsuit against the NCAA and moved that athletes should be able to benefit from their name and likeness. In his plan, Ed O'Bannon stated that NCAA Division I member institutions would set aside $2 million each year to pay their athletes. Now, in his lawsuit, Ed O'Bannon focuses on the NCAA's generated revenue. However, he omits specific revenue information such as by division, sport, and schools. Now, we can take a look at the Ed O'Bannon plan as it would apply to Texas Christian University and their athletic department. Now, as we can see, the athletic department would suffer an additional $2 million loss under the Ed O'Bannon plan in paying for their athletes. Now, it can be argued that because football and basketball do account for over 60% of the athletic department's generated revenue, that they should receive a higher compensation. However, it can also be argued as to how that $2 million will be allocated to specific sports as well as to specific athletes. With Ed O'Bannon's plan, there comes more discussion, more arguments, and much more information. Now we can look at a new plan. Our new plan that we need to implement is our Olympic plan. Under the Olympic plan, all athletes would have full marketing rights of their own name. This would end the division of NCAA paying or member institutions paying. Because under the Olympic plan, the NCAA and its members would be charged nothing. See, under this Olympic plan, members could be sponsored and endorsed by specific companies. Companies such as Nike or Under Armour would then be faced with the financial burden of endorsing a college or a specific athlete. As an example, Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, is an alma mater of the University of Oregon. Under our current system of endorsement and payment, Mr. Knight has to endorse the entire University of Oregon. However, under the Olympic plan, Mr. Knight would have the ability to endorse a specific sport or a specific athlete. Now, additionally, with this Olympic plan, I believe that it would foster some new mindsets for college athletics. Now, I believe that it would foster a mindset that placed greater emphasis on obtaining a college degree. Additionally, athletes would have more factors and things to consider when determining a school. No longer is college simply a springboard to the professional level. College can then be seen as and looked at from proximity to home, socioeconomic factors, and various other factors to determine what is the best school for them. Additionally, the Olympic plan would protect the amateur status of the athletes. It would not blur the lines between amateur and professionalism. Under the Olympic plan, their amateur status is protected, as well as the member institutions are protected from any additional expenses. In conclusion, it's important that we are informed and aware of the current method of compensation. Under our current plan, athletes are rewarded by an institution or university with a free education, free room and board, free meal plans, and additional benefits and stipends. However, under our Olympic plan, athletes would then be able to be endorsed and provided by boosters or other university donors that would also eliminate endorsement regulations that are already widely happening across the NCAA. So in conclusion, the Olympic plan is our best bet to satisfy the needs of the NCAA, the member institutions, and appease the athletes. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for my audience. Have a blessed day.